What's going on, guys? It's your boy TB here at S&B. Sorry for my rough looking appearance. I just had to get this video out real quick for you guys. I wasn't going to run and get all pretty just so I can get this video out. This one had to come out. Um, well, I hope y'all might have listened to my last video. That's why I appreciate all you subs who watch on a regular basis. I try to come out here and tell y'all this was going to happen. I mean, I said it. I said it. I said this week there's nothing going on. It is, if you try to trade it this week, you are just going to be bashing your head up against the wall. In my opinion, if you didn't take any trades today, that is a green day. You saved money. You saved mental capital. You saved time. If you sat at your computer and stared at the stock market all day, that is just a waste of time unless you're working on your trading strategy, various things. But if you were just like sitting here waiting for a good trade to come your way, that just complete waste of time. We had a complete chop fest today. We opened big green candle, we dump. I mean, SPY moved from 393 high to 395, so barely $3 of intraday price action movement, but super, and I mean super low volume. Get off my screen. If you look at this daily candle, you can see this volume down here. Just abysmal. This might be the lowest volume that we've had all year on the S&P, except for over here in August, perhaps. But yeah, this is untradeable. In my honest opinion, untradeable. If you made some money today, bravo. You deserve a gold star because today, and now we're going to put in a nice little doji candle on the day. Just complete indecisiveness, completely nothing happening. But I am going to talk about Tesla in a little bit. That's the main focus of this video, but I just had to point out how right I was. On Friday I told you I was going to be a chop fest. That's why you guys subscribe. But Nasdaq, same thing, just nothing. I mean, we're red today, but in my opinion, a 1% red day, it means very little. It is a little concerning. We are seeing a lot of slowdown at this range, so we have seen a nice slowdown once we came up here to 291, and we are just chopping around. So just gonna keep watching it. I do think we see somewhere around like 405 on the S&P by the beginning of December. So considering that, it is a little concerning that this price action we've had has been so slow. But we are just getting nothing today. Just nothing getting done. Some outliers. Amazon's pretty red. Apple is down about 2%. Just not a lot going on. And there's nothing's changed. We're just still in the same range. We're still in the range of, we have support at 390.50 basically on the S&P, and now we just know our clear resistance is still 397. I mean, these levels are they've just been rock solid. So not much to talk about there. I'm going to talk about something I find a little bit more interesting, which is what the hell is going on with Tesla, boys. I mean, this is crazy. Tesla, ever since Elon went and bought Twitter, I think Wall Street is very upset about Twitter because Elon, he has come out and he's had some interviews where he's talking about how busy he is, how much time Twitter's taking out of his day. And that does not bode well for Tesla investors, because I think I speak for every single long Tesla investor when I say that Elon is 90% of the reason people are invested in Tesla. Elon has that golden touch when it comes to the stock market. Everything he touches is gold. And I firmly believe that is the reason many people are invested in Tesla, is because Elon is the face of it. He's the guy. He started it from scratch. He went through the shit. He is the brains behind the operation. And when he goes and farts around with some crap like Twitter and all this bad press coming out about Twitter, how it's probably going to go bankrupt, and then on top of that, when he sold tons and tons of his own Tesla shares to buy this unprofitable piece of trash Twitter, this has just been a complete nightmare for Tesla stock. It has fallen off a cliff, and I mean off a cliff. It has come from 240 way over here Wednesday about 3 weeks ago, and we are down to 166. I mean, just from this pull down, I remember believe me, I regret this very much. I was talking about back when Tesla was up here. I was like, hey, watch this 310 supply range up here. You see this little box I got up here? I was telling people, watch out for this. We got a rising wedge. We're hitting this supply zone, and it was just the most perfect setup. It has gone from there to about down 46% since it broke out of that setup. So I'm very frustrated myself that I did not load up on Tesla puts right there, because that, in my opinion, was just completely no-brain setup. But I had no idea Tesla would keep going this much. I mean, this is shocking. Tesla, my Esla, as that doofus Jeremy likes to say on the financial education YouTube page. Man, this thing is just, and it is high volume selling. I mean, this is no joke. We had high volume selling over here back in late September, early October, and now we are getting crazy. I mean, we had some pretty so-so earnings, but we are finally seeing, and that was one of the things I was talking about. I was going down the line. I was telling y'all, I said, Amazon is still very overvalued. It's going to come down. Google, still very overvalued. It has come down. Microsoft, not really that much overvalued, but it still just has so much room to the downside because of how crazy it went post-COVID. And now we have just gone down the line. We've taken out, it's been Amazon, it's been Google. Meta was the first to fall, obviously, and then Netflix. So we've just, it's been, tech has just been going down the line. It's like a bunch of people waiting for the guillotine, basically. And at the end of the line is Apple. Obviously, it's going to be the last to get the head taken off. But Tesla is there. It is capitulation. This is retail finally giving up hope on Tesla. But you zoom out, and this is the obvious setup that basically everyone saw. Was the massive head and shoulders on the weekly. We got the shoulder, left shoulder over here, the head over here, which was formed back in the crazy tech push back in November. Right over here where Elon just so happened to sell some shares. Imagine that, where he did that stupid little Twitter poll, like, hey, should I sell some shares of Tesla to pay taxes? And, oh, gee, whoops, I sold at the very top, damn near. What? That guy's a genius. He really is. And then we have the right shoulder over here, which was where I told you guys about that setup, where we rejected out of that supply zone, and now we have broken the neckline, and it is in free fall mode, and it is now a question of where do we find any kind of flippin' support. I mean, geez Louise. So I have this little volume profile dealio drawn up right here, and this is just tells you where volume has been at certain price levels, and you can see the gap in volume. You see this little tiny blue line over here. See if I can zoom it in. This little tiny blue line right here from about 183 and then down here to about 155. This means there has been little to no volume, because the only volume was back in November of 2020 during that crazy holiday rally that that market had. So this just went straight through that level. There were no sellers right here. There were just buyers. So that means it's hardly been fought over, and that means when it's easy to go through a level to the upside, it's just as easy to go back down to that level. And it is looking exactly like that's what's happened. Tesla just ripping through that level. I mean, we broke this level over on Friday, 182, and I mean, geez, it hasn't looked back. One day it's down 7% on a relatively unremarkable day, like a slow day in the market. Tesla had just seen crazy capitulation selling, and you could see the volume on the weekly is just high volume selling. And now it's basically, do we find, I mean, we have to find some support. I would venture to guess at the 145 area, I would hope. But just from like a fundamental or a technical standpoint, Tesla still has a really high PE of over the 40s, I believe, right now. So it is still crazy overvalued. The PEG ratio is about 1.5. So that's also overvalued. So that's the really weird thing about Tesla, is that any other company you'd be like, no duh, it's overvalued. But Tesla does very strange things. It does not abide to anyone's rules, and you can just look at the chart and see that. The COVID low was down here where $22. So I'm not saying we're going to see that, but if we did, I mean, we have seen the COVID lows in like Amazon, right? We're almost towards those COVID lows in Amazon. We've been at those for Facebook for a while. Google's still a ways ahead of it. But we have seen a lot of tech stocks hit those COVID lows, and to even imagine that Tesla could possibly do that seems insane, and I don't think it will happen, but I would be worried if we don't hold this like 120 area. I think a lot of people have been looking at Tesla for a very long time and thinking this stock is crazy overvalued. The PE, I can't possibly buy a stock with a PE of like 90. Like that's really the FOMO that's going to kick in, is that these people did not want to buy Tesla for these past couple of years because they've been like, it's overvalued, it's overvalued, it's overvalued. But the thing is, over COVID, it has become much more profitable. Its margins are much better, revenue going, going, going. The growth is there, but it is just a complete meme stock, and it is just so overbloated. It is a Ponzi stock because there's almost nothing. Not a Ponzi scheme. I'm saying like a Ponzi stock where it just like doesn't matter. It's confusing. No one can say. And you can look around. All of these suits have been shorting Tesla forever. There's so many people that have tried to short Tesla. Bill Gates himself tried to short Tesla, and they've all lost money doing it. So we're finally seeing that the bears might make some money, because Tesla has really only existed for this 13-year bull cycle of tech that we have been in. It has only existed in a very low interest rate environment where interest rates have only at the peak while Tesla has IPO'd, or since Tesla's IPO'd, interest rates have only gotten up to like 2%. So they have enjoyed this crazy tech bull market, and now they're finally going to experience a little pain. And you can see they were like a freaking $2 stock over here. But yeah, it's just crazy. And Tesla, it's scary because it still has so much room to the downside. Like even if we saw pre-COVID levels, we'd be heading towards the 60s. Personally, I'm a buyer at Tesla. If it gets to 120, I'm buying. I think you'd be crazy not to. You can say what you want about Elon. You could say what you want about the stock market in general. I just think Tesla is one of those companies that you want to own if you can get it at the right price. And yeah, so another notable thing, you'll see this big yellow line. That's our 200-week moving average. If you zoom out, we didn't even touch this back in the COVID crash. This is how crazy Tesla is. It didn't even touch that line back in the COVID crash. It touched a 50-week moving average, but this yellow line, it hasn't touched this since October of 2019, and we are running up to that. Running down to it, I should say. So that could be another moment where we see a little bounce. That's right at 160-130 right now. Could be a potential bounce. I would watch for it there. But otherwise, Tesla is a really, in my opinion, obvious falling wedge. You can see this blue line right here, and we're about to hit the bottom of that wedge. So maybe calls at the bottom of this wedge around like 165-ish. It's due for a bounce. It is just so crazy oversold in the like short term this past couple months, and I believe it is due for a bounce. But yeah, just had to talk about Tesla. It's been a nightmare. Elon, I think, very much regrets his very reckless decision to just go out on a limb and sell a bunch of Tesla stock to buy Twitter. He's having fun. He unbanned Trump. He unbanned Andrew Tate. So that's been fun, Stick it to the libs. But the rich folks don't like it on Wall Street. They are not thrilled about it, and they are taking this opportunity. I think a lot of bears who have been roasted by Tesla in the past are finally jumping on this opportunity where things are just not looking good in general for Elon to short the living hell out of this thing. And man, is it getting shorted. Jeez Louise, it's craziness. But looking around, I told you guys about Amazon too. I said on Friday, hey, I think Amazon's got more room to the downside. Sure enough, it's still down. Looking at AMD, we're right. Look at that. We're right at this resistance line. Look, oh, it just rejected off of that earlier today. So it's kind of making a bull flag looking thing right now. AMD. I'd like AMD if it could break above $75 and we could see some upside, fill that gap. It might break out of that resistance. Who knows? Otherwise, that's kind of just what I wanted to talk about. Was the only notable thing in my opinion that's going on today is just Tesla. There is no end in sight to the selling. It's wild. It really is wild. Like it's just keeps going down. So it's like that meme where it's the meme where the Grim Reaper is walking through a hallway and there's a bunch of doors, and on each door the first door was like Netflix, then Meta, then Amazon, and it's just been going down the hall with its like little scythe, and now it has gone into the Tesla room and it is killing Tesla right now. Oh my goodness, this just doesn't stop selling. And it's really remarkable because I think Tesla has been kind of a safe haven. I think a lot of people have this what's the word, the ethos, no, this thesis, I should say, that since Tesla it appeals and it's its customer base is very much more so a high end, like upper middle class to upper class uh, customer group base. I don't know how to talk. I think because they appeal to rich folks, basically, is the reason a lot of people have flooded into Tesla, because their demand will not be so much affected by a store like Amazon, where they appeal to everyone, or to Walmart or to Target. You know, the middle class companies. They all those companies rely on a strong middle class, because they rely on billions and billions and billions of sales, small sales, while Tesla, they rely on not such a huge number of sales, but just that demand keeps ramping up and that they just keep growing. So I think a lot of people thought that thesis was going to hold up. That, hey, this is a inflationary recession, so the rich people don't get hit by inflation. Everyone knows that. It's only the middle class. So a lot of people are just like, yep, Tesla's going to be good. It should be good, right? And whew, man, they're getting roasted right now. So this is a reason to always have dry powder ready. Never go all in until Powell flips that switch and we see rates drop back down. Do not fight the Fed, but always you got to have a little bit of cash on the side in case you see some crazy deals. I'm personally still not a buyer of Tesla. I thought Tesla was going to come down, but I didn't think it would be like in such a dramatic fashion. So just got to take that lesson in mind. If you're looking for long-term investments, you got to have some cash on the side, and you got to be ready to buy, because you just never know when some sales like these are going to come out, and it's just been shocking. So thanks for watching, guys. I'll give some really quick levels here. Oh, and make sure to subscribe, drop a comment, a like. I really appreciate it. If you guys enjoyed the videos, drop some comments if you want me to talk about certain things. You know, I kind of just come on here and jabber about the stock market in general. So if there's anything specific, any stocks people want me to look at, I'd love to. Um, yeah, looking at the S&P, I mean, we know our levels now. We know we have support down here 393. Below that, we got support at 392. Below that, 390.50. And then to the upside, ultimately, it looks like we just got a nice little supply zone right here where we know sellers are waiting at 397. So really, that's all I got for you. I mean, I cannot nail it into your head hard enough that you are winning if you are not trading in this market right now. I'm serious. It is no joke. You are going to lose money if you try to trade in this market, and I don't like being grim like that, but it just is a fact. You just have to recognize when there are great times to make money. There are just as many great times to make money as there are terrible times to try to make money in this market. And if you're trying to trade with volume, then you're just going to get slapped, because I mean, today is just it's the obvious, like, there's nothing in this. It's you got a gift from Christmas, you open it up and there's nothing inside. That's the market today. And look at what the Nasdaq's done today. I mean, it's just disgusting. It's gross. Look at this price action. Are you kidding me? You're going to try to trade this? Look at this hourly price, these hourly candles. I mean, red, green, oh, a little red, oh, a little bit more red. Oh, now we're getting some green. Wow, big hourly doji, the first hour of the day. Disgusting. Please, I implore you, save your money, save your time, do something else. It's not lazy, it's smart. And I guarantee next week we're going to see some banging price action. So, thanks for watching, folks. I appreciate you. Love you. I will upload a video tomorrow, even though there's probably not going to be a lot to talk about, because, like I'm telling you, there's just going to be nothing going on. So, catch you later, guys.